I'll give the mic.
Recording is on.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that. So I'll give the mic to one or two people to actually tell me how they feel being here today. So I think the first person I'll give the mic to is Tahir. If you'd love to speak, please raise your hand. I'll definitely bring you on top. Hi, Tahir. Can you hear me? Yeah, Tahir, you can unmute your mic and speak. How are you? How do you feel being here?
Hello, good evening. I'm doing fine today.
Good evening.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, you can go on, Tahir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yes, I really feel good to be here. Uh, you know, everything in life is about learning and advancing. So, I believe being here is to, advance myself and get to know the things I don't know, particularly about web development. So, it's really a very, very good thing to be here, and I'm really excited and happy.
I'm also excited to have you here. You don't know what it means to us to actually have you here. You know what it means to us to actually call you guys to come and learn, and you guys are already here to learn. Thank you very much for that, Tahir. Anybody else wants
Yeah,
to
thank
go?
you.
Anybody else wants to go? You can unmute your mic if you want to go. Okay, I'm guessing that nobody wants to speak. If you want to if you want to speak but you're in a place where you can't speak right now, you can use the comment section. Somebody is unmuted. Mubarak Mustafa, can you please mute your mic, Mubarak? Mubarak Mustafa, please mute your mic. Okay, thank you. Somebody is unmuted. Hi, Esther Adediran. You can unmute your mic.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so my name is Esther. I'm excited to begin my journey into this full stack development. Stepping into this field feels both inspiring and empowering, and as it gives me the opportunity to build meaningful, functional, and innovative digital solution from end to end. So I'm eager to deepen my understanding of both, front end and back end technologies. So, and I truly appreciate OneDev for creating this opportunity and providing a structured pathway for aspiring, developers like us. So, all thanks to them.
Thank you very much for that, Esther. We are so excited to have you here, and we can't wait to see all you have to achieve, not just in this foundation bootcamp, but even after this foundation bootcamp, right? So we're glad to have you here, Esther. Somebody is unmuted. Please, Esther, can you please mute your mic? Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. I am sure that we all know why we are here already. Now, I can see some people on the call. We have our mentor on the call already, and I'm excited for that. We have the founder of OneDev on the call. I'm sure that we have the program manager of OneDev on the call already. But before we go ahead, let's even ask ourselves what is OneDev, right? In a nutshell, right, in a very small sentence, OneDev is an edtech in Africa that is trying to, bring more African developers into the space and make them gain access to global opportunities, right? And it's not just into the space; we are bringing developers into what is it called? Into this new space that is coming up, blockchain, AI, and other emerging technologies, basically. And we are doing this for reasons that are very, very important. In the space, not so many Africans are there, right? And OneDev has realized and indicated this problem, and we said, okay, what's the best way to go? The best way to go is to create a platform where Africans are able to learn in a very structured way, in a way that they don't need to, start looking for roadmaps in a way that has already been structured for them. Now, not only structured that even after learning you have opportunities to do other things that takes you forward in your journey and in your career. So yeah, one level is created for that. And I wouldn't want to say too much because at a point in this orientation call, we would have our founder come and talk extensively about the one dev story basically. But what I would do right now is introduce our team that is on the call and the founder. So the first person I'll be introducing, I've already introduced myself, so you met me on the call. I have Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne is the founder of OneDev. She is the brain behind the OneDev. We have two co-founders basically, Miss Joanne and Miss Mona, but we have Miss Joanne here. They are the brain behind OneDev, and we want to say thank you for OneDev. I'm sure Joanne will soon talk. We also have Mr. Abdul. Mr. Abdul is our programs manager. I am sure he is here somewhere, basically. And yeah, he would also like be giving us one or two things to talk about. He will be talking about one or two things in this call. Then we have our mentor, Mr. Similoluwa Afolabi. I mean, when it is time for our mentor, I mean, I would do like an extensive introduction of our mentor. So yeah, welcome Miss Joanne, welcome Mr. Similoluwa, welcome Mr. Abdul. We are so excited to have you here today. And yeah, thanks to the team for putting this together because this is um not a one man's what's it called? This is not a one man's plan. Everybody in the team was like hands on, this was old, and yeah. So well done to the team for that. So without further ado, we don't want to waste too much time. We would call on our founder, Mrs. Joanne Jerop, to come and share the one dev story to us. Hi, Miss Joanne, can you hear me? Hi, Miss Joanne. Can you hear me? Can everybody confirm that they can hear me in the comment section? Okay, okay, great. Welcome, Aziz. I can see some new people joined. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, Miss Joanne, I can see you.
Great. Thank you so much, Miss Aisha. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing amazing. It's really great to see everyone, though I can't see everyone because I'm only seeing the names. It will be really great if you can put up your. That's okay. I'd be really happy to see your faces as well. I'm really honored and humbled to be here today, um, to be standing here to have this conversation, to also to welcome each and every person to one day foundational courses and to full stack development. I know majority of you've been in another full stack, another foundational courses, the last blockchain and AI. Unfortunately, I did not manage to join the rest, the first two. Though my team were present, I'm really excited to be here today. This is my first time in the foundational courses for the last quarter of the year, and it's my honor to be here. So I'll go straight by introducing myself and go straight to introducing OneDev. So my name is Joan Jerop. I'm a founder and executive director at OneDev. I'm also a host of Code Africa Conference. And what we do in OneDev is we came together to train the developers, the emerging developers in Africa, and create opportunities. As what Aisha mentioned, this is something we initiated back in 2023 after working with different types of teams and startups across Africa, and we realized the need of the developers in the marketplace, not only towards Africa but in the global market. We're looking at the statistics that we have in the marketplace. In 2050, we are looking at every four people in global, one of them is an African, and the median age of that is 19. Now, this call for more in the need of creating the skills that you are able to serve the global market. And that's why OneDev exists. Now, how do we plan to move forward with the need in the marketplace? That is the need of the African developers to the marketplace. Now, we curate different types of courses, and we have three main courses. We have foundational courses. Foundational courses is really crucial. One of the foundational courses is this full stack, and that runs for 5 days. That's a week. And the reason behind foundational courses is a really strategic way whereby we introduce our own developers to these specific courses that we have. So we run full stack, AI, Web3. This is to allow each and every student to familiarize yourself, right, with what we have on the marketplace. That is when it comes to the courses that we're running on the marketplace. Now here you are able to interact with different tutors, you're able to interact with different content, and this shapes you to see if it's something that you like to go deeper to 4 months, because 4 months is where we are looking forward in terms of producing the scholars that can really work remote everywhere in the world. Now, another thing that we do as OneDev is masterclass. We bring in experts from different industries around the globe. That is from our different partners that we have as OneDev. This is to impact different knowledge, either app creation in terms of tools in the marketplace. It's either how do you prepare yourself for the marketplace. I mean, this is also, it's including of non-technical perspective, right? How do you acquire that job? um it cuts across different skills in the marketplace for every developer to excel. And then the one crucial part is now the bootcamp. This is a 4 months training whereby it's inclusive of self-pacing learning, it's inclusive of live video training, it's inclusive of tutor as well training, and it's also inclusive of capstone projects. This is really what we are really keen at. We focus on the project-based learning. How do you prepare yourself to be able to produce the products that actually solve the challenges in the marketplace? So we focus on training each and every member to be able to be well equipped. By the time you're getting out of the 4 boot camps, you're able to build your 3 to 4 capstones, able to have the internships, able to create the community aspect, because this is one big thing that we have, and being able to create your own pipeline to the marketplace. And as I continue this, I really want to capture something big that we also do. We are really big in feedback. This is how do we make sure that we create, or rather give you what you actually deserve in the marketplace. What are your goals? These are the key things that we look into. Okay, what are the goals of our students, and how can we deliver as well? What is in the marketplace, and how we can deliver. Now, as I mentioned, OneDev has been in existence from 2023. And since 2023, we formed partnership with 20 plus partners. We have formed partnership with Ethereum Support Program, Base, Lisk, Web3 Bridge, and the rest, right? The majority of our partners come mostly from the side of protocols and the companies that support developers in different capacities, either from the side of the hackathons, either from the side of the meetup, either from the side of open source project contributions, either from the side of building different types of projects, either the side of joining to different types of accelerators. So we have this variety of partners that we have equipped OneDev to make sure each and every person gets that the success that you need. Another thing that we've done in OneDev in the past is we've also been able to organize Code Africa conference successfully. For the majority of people who know Code Africa Conference, we initiated Code Africa Conference back in 2023 as a virtual. And Code Africa Conference is tailored specifically to create that opportunities to the global market, whereby we bring different enthusiasts, we bring different developers founders, VCs, investors, corporate companies, governments together to discuss the future of emerging technologies. And we initiated this specifically to open the doors for our developers to the global market, knowing that having our own partners and everyone who is attending to Code Africa conference are going to either create a job, either yes, through the networking, through the learning, and different other experiences. During Code Africa as well, we usually have different types of hackathons, and of course, we have developers who have win grants after the hackathon. So far, we have over 65,000 grants, $65,000 in grants towards the projects that have come up through Code Africa hackathons. We also usually host nearly 1,500 plus participants here in Kenya. It cuts across Web 2, Web 3, AI as a vision, focusing mainly on the emerging technologies. And what else do you usually have in Code Africa? Yes, it usually happens annually in May. Another thing that we've also done in Code Africa conference, sorry, in OneDev, is to be able to run different types of foundational courses in the past. And we've been doing this manually. I believe for the guests who have joined us before, we are rolling our own edtech platform. That's our own LMS platform to make sure everything that we're doing, we're moving it on chain where our all data can be able to be secured. And as well, this is also aids in making sure that we are creating a clear data for each and every person. So in the past, we've been doing a lot of manual foundational courses, and majority of the last quarter of this year, we've been able to utilize our own LMS, and we'll be looking a lot as we continue in terms of utilizing our own product. We also, as I mentioned earlier, is we also create opportunities for different types of developers in terms of jobs. And through Code Africa, I believe like around 20% of attendees have been able to achieve or rather get different types of jobs, either ambassadorial, either as a developer, either as a contributing in different types of research, cutting across different fields, and many other fields that our developers have been able to secure. Now, I know each and every person here will ask yourself, why OneDev, right? Like, why should I be able to continue with OneDev? If there's one thing that we are really keen at is first is community first. We are a community oriented organization. And what does this mean? It means that we put community ahead. We make sure that we bring rather the aspects of community to be able to help us deliver in the global context, right? We organize different types of meetups. We do accountabilities. I believe Aisha will be also telling us about what we are able to do in different types of groups. This to make sure that we're helping or rather having the support systems to gear us ahead. Then secondly is the type of structures that we're focusing on. How can we really come up with quality products or a quality developers that's able to work anywhere in the world, right? Like this is our aim. How can we create that pipeline for our own developers, either as a dev or as a builder, from one session to another? That's all we are all about. Secondly is how do we put, and the main one, how do we put Africa to the map? Because in we believe in ourselves. That's first of all. We believe in the continent of Africa, and we believe in all resources that we have. That's one big thing that we are, is we believe in each other. And that brings us to making sure that with the belief that we have with each other, that puts us ahead of the marketplace. And I'll be ending from these points. I didn't share today my presentation because I really wanted to connect with each and every person first through video call. Though I can't see anyone's face, I'm hopeful as we continue, I'll be able to know each one of you as we continue. So I'll hand over this one to Miss Aisha. Back to you, Aisha.
Thank you very much, Miss Joanne. Thank you so much for that wonderful story. I mean, there was a problem and we decided to bring the solution. I mean, if it was our other co-founder, so she would have done exactly same. Two brilliant women that has come together to actually um indicates a problem and try to solve it. In the African space, we have brilliant people. We have the numbers, to be honest, but the numbers going beyond Africa is what we don't have right now. We don't want to be stuck just in Africa. We want to, I mean, be accessible to. We want to have access to the global space, and not just have access to the global space. We also want to be there as as an authority, as somebody doing great things in the global space, not just another African developer that is sitting behind in a room, right? We want to dominate, we want to stand on global spaces and also tell our own story using our own voice. I mean, solve our own problem by ourselves. If we have developers that can build solutions that can solve the African problem because we understand what the African problem is, I think that would be a very, very, very great thing, right? The next thing we're going to now is today, I'm sure you guys, today is not just for orientation. We would have like a brief introduction into our full stack development, and just right now is the best time to introduce our mentor. When we were planning this and we wanted to choose mentor, we had only one thing in mind. We wanted you guys to have the best, even though it was introduction. We knew that the type of mentor that we bring to you guys, Discord community said the invite was invalid. Oh wow, thank you very much for letting me know that, Esther. Thank you so much. I am assuming that the invite that was sent in the onboarding email got expired. I am going to share another invite now, so that everyone that is here to join. Mr. Abdul, are you on the call? Are you on the call, Mr. Abdul? Wow. Okay, I'm coming. Oh God. Let me share another link so that everybody that is here to join the Discord channel can be able to join. Somebody is unmuted. Okay, I just joined.
Hello, Miss Asha. I'm on the call.
Okay, you can mute back. I just shared the Discord link in the comment section. Please click on that and join the community. Please, let's do that if you're here to join the Discord community, because the Discord community is where everything happens. I won't lie to you guys. The accountability group, the talking to mentors, the asking of questions, the sharing of resources, that is where everything happens. So if you're here to join the Discord group, please do well to join the Discord group. So I digressed. I wanted to introduce our mentor, and I was saying that when we were choosing mentors, we made sure that we chose somebody that had experience, because we knew that the quality of knowledge that we give right now in the foundation. Fatma, we are about to start. Yeah, we started. The quality of knowledge that we give out in the foundation would definitely matter when it comes to our diploma courses, right? So we went ahead to like pick one of the best person in this space to do this with us, right? So yeah, today I introduced to us our mentor, Mr. Similoluwa Afolabi, right? And I will just give you a tip of the iceberg of what Mr. Similoluwa is. Mr. Similoluwa is a bachelor degree holder from Osun State University, a university in the Nigerian space in Nigeria, and he graduated with computer science, right? He's a multi-talented business-oriented software engineer, and he's focused on building high-impact digital products, which means he has built solutions for businesses that needs it. And he has like 4 years hands-on experience. And what I mean by hands-on experience is not just experience; he has experience working as a software engineer. He doesn't just code; he build solution that drives success to businesses. So if your business has a problem and needs a solution, Mr. Similoluwa is that person you can come to. He has experimented with the tools that we are going to use today, and from designing intuitive interfaces in Figma to developing seamless web applications, Mr. Similoluwa brings different ideas to life with different tools like React, with different languages like React.js, Next.js, React Native, TypeScript, Tailwind, SCSS, amongst others. You hearing React Native and React.js, you should know that Mr. Similoluwa is both mobile and web development oriented. On the back end, he crafts scalable architecture with Next.js, Node.js, C Sharp, and ASP.NET. Mr. Similoluwa is just the perfect bridge between front-end brilliance and back-end efficiency, which means that when Mr. Similoluwa is building the front end, he is also skilled at bridging the gap between front end and back end. That means your front end application can always communicate with your back end application, and then you can have a full stack application, and which is why we are here today to learn about full stack, right? Not just front end, not just back end, full stack, how you can develop a full solution, right? While some people choose to just focus on front end and some people choose to just focus on back end, Mr. Smilolo has matched both brilliantly and is going to just pour out that knowledge to us today. Hi, Mr. Similoluwa.
Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever part of the world you hear me. Thank you so much, Miss Aishat, for that. Please confirm you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Mr. Similoluwa. And you can also share your screen.
All right. Thank you so much. So, thank you for that introduction, Miss Aisha. And just like Miss Aisha said, um, she has really said it all, and I'm excited about this class. I want everyone to know that we are not. Um, okay, I need to turn on my video just so you can attach a face to who is talking. Okay, let me know when you can see my video.
Yes, we can see you, Mr. Similoluwa.
All right, all right. So I really want us to know that in this class we are not here just to memorize codes. We are here to learn how to really turn ideas into functional experiences, functional digital experiences. You see, over the years, over the 4 years, I really started out with nothing but curiosity, right? And it's that curiosity that still fuels me till today. So today, I want you to stay curious, experiment freely, and even break things, fix them, and just know that you will build them with confidence. Okay. And by the end of this class, I'm sure that you won't just understand the web, you will also know how to create for the web. All right. So let's get started into it. Thank you. So I'm going to be sharing my screen shortly, just so that we can let me know when you can see my screen too. All right. It should be up in a minute.
Mr. Simi, do you have a problem sharing your screen?
Okay. You should be able to see my screen shortly. You should be able to see my screen shortly. All right. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. Great. Beautiful. So, just as Miss Aisha has earlier said, in today's class, we would really be focusing on web development fundamentals. We'll go over from the basics, right? And I see this class as being an interactive one so far, and I'm glad it has been, that way. So I want us to keep it interactive just as it has started, and even to the end of this training. So starting out, we'll be talking really about web fundamentals, right? Before I really go home, I see we are a number here. Is there anyone here who has really maybe had a little on HTML, a little on CSS, or none at all? Can you possibly from the comments specify? Have you heard about HTML, CSS, or you just want to really know about this whole thing? Can you specify? Yes to what? You may want to specify. Oh yes, yes you have. Okay, okay, great, great, great. Okay, two people so far. That's cool. So I'm just gonna continue. Okay, okay, we have more. Yes. So okay, great, 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 great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so really, um, that means this would mean that a number of us know how the internet works. However, I understand that even if a number of us know, I would still also want to tell you about how the internet really works behind the scenes. So what I would really do is someone says she can't hear anything. Am I still
Hi,
audible?
Fatma. Yeah, you're audible. I think
Okay,
I'll
thank
just
you.
reply her in the comment section. She might want to log out and log in again.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, we are also going to be covering things around styling, responsive layouts. We're going to be covering things around Git and GitHub collaboration. Yes, just a quick one before I proceed. There was a time a friend of mine, a distant friend of mine, told me about the fact that he couldn't access his codes anymore. What happened? He basically did not back them up on cloud. He basically did not have a way to keep track of his codes online. And really, if he had the knowledge of Git and GitHub collaboration, he wouldn't have had to lose that code. Okay, and we also be covering deployment of live websites. Also, a little backstory on that one. When I was say just a year in this space. In fact, pretty much earlier than that, when I was just trying to get so curious about this whole thing. I wrote the old HTML codes, I wrote the old CSS code, but guess what? My friend somewhere online could not check out my product. Why? Because I couldn't get it out to him. I didn't know how to deploy. I didn't know what deployment really meant, right? So I really could only understand HTML, CSS, and that was it. So this class is also going to cover that beyond building that cool thing we're going to be building in this class, we are also going to be deploying it to the internet so you can show out straight out to your friends, straight out to your colleagues, and let people just see what you have done while you learn while you are on this class. So and I also want to believe that we also have our Visual Studio Code set up. We also have our um all tools that we will need for this program set up, and we'll just be able to follow through that way. So tools we'll really be covering from fundamentals of HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, which is the ES6 standard, Git, GitHub, and Netlify. Okay, and at the end of this, you will be able to have your own personal portfolio that you can show out to people alongside another very beautiful project that we'll be doing, and you will be able to show this out to people and let them know what you have built while you were in this class. Okay, so next thing, does anyone have any questions so far? Any questions? If you have any questions at any point in time. Oh, someone says she's not seeing my screen. Um, can anyone else see my screen?
I can see your screen. We are currently on understanding the web and browsers.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay. Okay, so okay. Thanks, Albert. Thanks, Miss Aisha. Okay, so really, first of all, we really want to talk about yeah, we really want to talk about the web and how browsers really work. Okay, and how does the browser really communicate, and how does all of these things, when you click on google.com, you click on meet.gc, and it just opens up this whole great meeting interface. How does all of this really work? So basically, your browser, your Google Chrome, your Safari browser, and whatever browser you may be using is your client, right? And your client really needs to be connected to the internet to communicate with a server. Okay, so the request to response cycle is really like that very basic mechanism where your own browser will send a request to the server. Request being what exactly you really want from the server or from the internet. So you're saying, oh, you possibly ask the question, how do I learn HTML, for example? You type that in on Google. That is your request. So that request is being sent to a server, and that server gets a response, and in turn sends you back a response to you on your on your client, which is your browser. So that really is like a very basic way to explain how browsers communicate, right, with your server. And this is done via what? HTTP. Can anyone really tell me what HTTP means? Anyone here? Hello? Great, great, great. Thanks, Albert. Thanks, Albert. So Albert already answered that for us. That's hypertext transfer protocol, and that is the transfer protocol in which your request, your response is being transferred. Okay. So thank you, Jacqueline. I hope I pronounced that well. Okay. So all right. I think someone is asking a question in the comments. Okay, so next off, we're going to be looking at HTML, right? Some people will say, "Oh, what really is HTML?" Also, another question: who can tell me? I know some people have told me about the fact that they've heard about HTML, CSS, and similar things before. So, who really can tell me about HTML in itself? What really is HTML, and the full meaning of HTML, basically? Great, great, great. Thank you, Abdul Latif. Hypertext markup language. Great. Thank you. I see we are really following. That's so impressive. So HTML is hypertext markup language. So HTML is just a short form to write that the whole long thing. And it is your backbone of every web page. Every web page you see today has been written with HTML or as the underlying what's it called now, language as HTML, right? Even if you're going to be writing React, you would realize that when we start writing React codes, we are writing also fundamentally with the knowledge of what HTML. That is why you need to also understand HTML for you to succeed so well as a what web developer. Okay, so you need to understand the syntax, you need to understand the semantic tags. They all matter. Okay, the markup, the semantic markup enhances accessibility and SEO by accurately describing the content and purpose of your web element. Okay, so what does that mean? Let me break it down into simple words. You see, all when you have your HTML code, you have things like your a tag, your HTML tag, your div, your span elements, your p tag, your h tags, and a several ones of them. Now, these tags make sure that you have accessibility and SEO. SEO meaning what? Search engine optimization. So you have those things accurately because it will help your browser understand that, oh, this section of this part of the web page is a navigation aspect. This part of the web page is a header. This part of the web page is a div. Do you understand? So this markup is what we'll be going through to make you ensure that while you are trying to put your elements in your code, you are not just a lot of people today, or quite a number of people, they put div, they just put div everywhere, and that's not supposed to be. You're supposed to use the actual markup tags, the actual semantic tags for your HTML project. Okay, so um, that said, we'll then go into the document structure. HTML itself, like I said earlier, it defines the structure of your web documents, like the elements you have, like the headings, the paragraphs, the lists, and when you're creating a framework also. And then even it can go further by creating interactive elements. When we mean interactive elements, you see, I don't know if it was a moderator, or I just realized that when someone tries to speak, you hear claps. When someone tries to unmute, you basically need to click on the button to mute or mute your mic. Now, all these things happening on this web page, this our meeting web page, was only done because we have interactive elements. We have things like buttons, we have things like inputs. When I tried to join, I was prompted to what inputs my name. So that in itself is an input field that allows you to collect data from your users. Okay, so all you had to do was what you typed in your name, and you basically gave up your name to the browser and use it to create a request. All done still with what HTML as the underlying language. HTML also embeds media like images, video, audio, and other great web content to enhance user engagement. You see, initially, while I started speaking, I had my video turned on, and you really could see my face just as you can see me right now. And you can hear me talk. You can also see images, right? And you can see also other enriching web content like what my screen share and other things I have ongoing. This is also done because HTML allows you to do this. This is not to say that you will not need CSS and JavaScript. You will, right? But then the tags, I will be showing you tags like the image tag, the video tag, and even several other tags you can use towards enhance user engagement on your platform. Okay. So moving on, you like I just said earlier, CSS and JavaScript also have rules when you are even going through web design. Okay. And even just like you have in this illustration, you realize that one person is looking like a painter and the other person is looking like, something around mental, brain, and systems, and, things like that. So you should have, if you're guessing right now that the CSS guy is one that makes things colorful, then you are correct. And if you're guessing at the moment that the JavaScript guy is the one that makes things work, right, then you are also correct. Okay, so this is to say that CSS really is for styling. Okay, when you write your HTML, trust me, if you have just HTML and you don't have any other thing like CSS or JavaScript, as much as your site may be looking, you may have added all your elements on your site, still it it would not look so appealing. Okay, I Miss Aisha, someone is dropping a comment. It won't look appealing at all. Okay,
Yes,
you have to be able to add.
sorry, Mr. Similolu.
Thank
I
you.
would address all questions at the end of your session. I don't want to distract you.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Then, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, moving on. I got a notification about my microphone. I hope everyone can still hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you
Uh,
loud and clear.
okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. So, moving on, CSS really styles your web elements. That's where you get to identify things like colors, things like font. For those that don't know what font is, you see the way these things look, right? The way these texts are written is a very great example of what fonts are, right? Along the line, I'll be showing you um, a site where you could really see a lot of fonts, right? I'm trying to load it up right now because I want to be very descriptive with what I am showing you right now. So let me try to show you. Let me see if I can share this. Okay. Yes, I'm going to share this tab instead. Okay. I think you can see my new tab, right? So this site is called fonts.google.com, right? Fonts.google.com. And I just wanted to explain that keyword fonts for us. So you realize that these texts are written differently. In fact, you have the Chinese version, you have a lot of them, and it just means that if you use a PT Sans font, your font on your website will look like this. If you use a LoRa font, your font on your website will look like this, and you can have a lot of it, and you can even search for fonts here, calligraphy fonts, and you can see this kind of fonts. Okay, so some people would see on website today that the website has this kind of font, and like, "Ah, wow, how is it like this?" Or you can basically have any of this kind of font on your website. Okay, all you just need to do is you should be able to install this font and attach it to your site, and you'll be good. I will also show you how you can do all of these things. I just wanted to show you how what font is for those that does not understand the meaning of fonts, and just so you can have a site where you can be able to get fonts from if you need any, and that is fonts.google.com. Thank you. So moving back to my previous tab, um, so CSS allows you to actually add fonts, layouts, and you can ensure visual consistency on your website. Okay, and also make sure that it is aesthetically pleasing. Aesthetically pleasing from the standpoint that when people see it, they so much like it that they don't want to leave your site. Okay, CSS will help you with that. Now, client side scripting. This really talks about now the JavaScript side of things. Okay, JavaScript would ensure that you have dynamic behavior. Okay, dynamic behavior now, so in standpoint that when you click a button on this meeting, something happens. Why does that happen? JavaScript was at work. JavaScript basically realized that, oh, somebody tapped on this thing. What should happen when we tap on this thing? This, and this should happen. That was basically what came up when you click on button, and that is the work of what JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript also helps you to handle events. Events like what? I'll be showing you quite a number of events. We have events like on click, on hover, on change, and even a whole lot more. Okay. I'll be touching a number of these events, and you'll be seeing how they work. And JavaScript, lastly, helps you to enhance interactivity. Now, just really a brief history, because sometimes I really always want to walk down memory lane for us to really understand all of these things were, how really did it come to play. Okay, so this whole hypertext transfer protocol was created by one man, Tim Berners-Lee, in 1989, enabling the transfer of hypertext over the internet. And in 1999, the first web server, that's the send server, was launched, and that marked the beginning of the public web as we know it today. And over time, things has just been evolving and evolving and evolving till today. And even the creation of hypertext markup language allowed for the structuring of content on the web. So because of the HTML, you could be able to what structure how things should be on the web, and I will also be showing you how that works. And HTML has laid the foundation for modern web development. Now, just like I said earlier, even if you're going to be writing React, React today is a very, very popular web development framework. It's a web development library. We know of Angular, we know of Vue.js, we know of Next.js. Now, even though they are modern tools, it doesn't stop the fact that you need to know how HTML works from the ground scheme of things to be able to excel in these languages. Okay, that's why I'm glad that this um, training really covers from fundamentals so that you can really understand things from fundamental perspective first before then going into React and even more advanced tools. Okay, so web apps run almost everywhere in the modern world today. The current tool we are using right now is also an example of web app. Okay, it just makes sure that distance is stringed. Right now, you probably just feel like, oh, this person is talking as though he's talking just at my front or something like that, because you can hear me clearly, you can see my screen, and we're probably like miles apart from each other. But this web app right now is making us feel like, oh, we are in a very very close environment. Okay, so it automates boring work. Automating boring work from the perspective of, let's say there's a particular thing that is always stressful to do. There are a lot of web apps and web solutions today that actually makes those work less boring and much more faster to do. And it also turns any device into a workspace, a shop, or a classroom. Just like we're here today right now, your device right now is falling under the aspect of a class. It's as though you're in a class right now, because actually we are in a class. So, and that is the power of web app. Because of the web app that runs today in modern world, we have been able to have our devices as a workspace, as classrooms, and even a shop from a perspective that, what, for people there that maybe do other things, like maybe sell things online or things like that, you really can set up, create your own web app that allows people to be able to buy products from you, to be able to buy things from you. And even I, at the moment, I have a company I run that really does just this, right? People can be able to buy things, buy digital products, and everything is run in synchronization, even if I'm not really available. So you also can do something like that. You can do that for people, and that is that and more are the possibilities to what you can get to do when you learn and when you put your curiosity into this whole class. Now, web apps also let small things build tools that scale to millions without physical infrastructure. This is very valid. Today, we are quite a number of on this class. We have seen social media platforms, YouTube videos that you see a million views, 2 million views, and whatnot. The power of just a web app. So you really could reach out to millions of people without having a physical space. Okay. And because these updates ship faster or instantly, you really would evolve so fast over someone that does things in traditional way. Okay. And this really just affects how we live, how we work, and how we make decisions every day. Okay. Just to know if you are following. I'd like a few comments, show of hands. Let me know if you're following. If you know you, how has the class been for you so far? Just before I continue into basic HTML structure and tags. Okay, thank you. I'm going to zoom it. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm not that. Once again, I'm trying to just see I can zoom in for you. Please confirm you could confirm is better. Okay. Um, I don't think I'll be able to zoom in so well, because when I zoom in, it takes me back to this. But okay, okay. I think we'll just work with this. Just work with this. All right. So the basic HTML structure and tags that we have. Please, I want us to follow through on this, because this is going to be the fundamental part of our class, and this is also going to be the part where we get to learn a lot of things we'll be using even till the end of this class. Okay, so first of all, what are the basic HTML structure and tags? We have a number of them, but I try to ensure that I collated the list of the ones I know we'll be using day to day, all right, on this class and even after the class, and when we try to build product ourselves. Okay, so first off is the A tag. The A tag really creates links to pages, right? With this A tag, it's also called the anchor tag. With this tag, you create links to pages, to sections, or you can just create an action that, oh, when you click on this tag, go to this site or go to a particular site, and several other places. The form tag wraps inputs to collect and submit user data. Okay, that's what the form tag really does. The input tag is a single line input. Text, it could be text, it could be email, it could be checkbox, it could be radio bot, it could be anything, right? The input tag is really like we can call it like a multi-purpose kind of tag. Okay, then the label is the one that connects a text to an input to improve accessibility. So that is to say that what label and input works, what they work together. Okay, text area is a multi-line text input. See it as a text input, but for what? For longer content. Okay. Um, 1 minute. Let me try to increase this so I may not have to zoom in. Okay, let's go on because I have to scroll down. Okay, so okay, okay. So text area, like I was saying earlier, is a multi-line text input that is used for longer content. Then select is a drop-down menu container. So let's say, for example, in your web application, you have a aspect of web application that allows people to be able to select multiple options. You basically want to use a select, and inside that select, you need to also use options because individual choices will be made inside a select tag. So I'll be showing you how these things work, but just to let you know that this is how these things are structured. So if you have a select tag, you definitely want to have your choices of what people will select using the option tag inside the select tag. And then next one we have is the unordered list. So 1 minute. Let me try to. I'm trying to see. I can. Okay. I want to see how I can compress the list so that we can see all at the same time. Okay, okay. So the UL tag is an another list. So we would have seen in some sites today, they have a list, but it's not listed maybe chronologically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all of those. It's basically maybe listed with the dots. They use the UL tag for that, and for numbered list they use OL tag for that. I'm trying to refresh my screen so that we can possibly see this thing. Okay, so I'm hoping that we can see all now. I'm hoping we can see all now. Okay, so the LI is always used inside the UL or OL tag. So now, say for example, you are writing a list or you are going to be having a list. Now, when you have your UL tag, you need to use your LI tag to specify a list item inside that UL tag. You cannot have a UL tag and it will work alone. No, just like we have select and select work with options, your UL tag has to work with your LI tag. Same way OL. So if you want to use another list, you first of all wrap it with UL, then you now have each of your list item in with LI, all right, and you close it with what your UL. Like I've not mentioned this, but I should say this now that Whenever you have your HTML tags, once you open it, you have to close it. Okay, if you don't close it, then you're going to have errors on your application. Now, next one is the table tag. Table displays structured tabular data. Okay, table displays structured tabular data. Your video tag embeds native video playback. So basically, if you want to show a video on your web application, you just need to use the video tag. Um, Sorry, there was a part this has not gone through. One sec. Okay, yeah. So I'd I think I'd skip this while I was trying to navigate. So I'm just going to go through this list also, because these are also very, very essential lists we need to know of. Okay. The HTML tag. Now, when you really start out every of a web page, when you want to start writing your web page, I should also show you one. I'm going to be showing you a screen of a particular web page now, so you see the structure. Okay. Let me know when you can see my new screen. I'm going to be sharing that now. Okay. Can you see my code editor? Anyone? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you would notice over here that, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So you notice over here that first of all, I have a file called index.html. I have another one called index underscore social page.html. Okay. First of all, your HTML files should always have .html behind them. If you don't have this, your VS Code or your code editor would not be able to figure that you're writing an HTML um, project, or you're writing an HTML code. Okay, so you need to have the .html extension on your file. Now, remember I was telling you about the tags. This is the very first tag you need to have on your HTML page. Okay, this is supposed to inform the browser that you'll be running this code on, that this file is a HTML document type. It's a document type of HTML. Okay, so this is basically the first thing you have. Okay, and after you have this, next thing you have is your HTML tag. All right, HTML tag. Then you specify the language to what en. All right, and for people using VS Code, you notice that when you over on your um tags or the properties, you can be able to see some little things that um some little notes for you. So these are even ways you can even learn even more on your own or outside classes like this, just in case you want to learn some more things. Okay, so we have the air tag next, and we have the body tag. All right. So you see the structure. You really need to start with your HTML. Then your head tag contains more or less metadata for this HTML document. While your body tag will contain what? The actual content that you want to show people. Okay. So that I don't break the ice so much, let me finish up with our um document, so that I can be able to now come over here and show you exactly what I have done here. So I'm going to be sharing my um yeah, I'm going to be sharing this now. Please confirm you can see. Okay, okay, great. Now, like I was saying earlier, the HTML tag is the root of every web page, and it contains the what? The entire document. All right. The head tag stores metadata, your scripts. When you say script, it could be things around JavaScript mostly. Okay. Your font. Remember I talked about font earlier, and your SEO tags. SEO meaning search engine optimization. Search engine optimization meaning the tags that when you add to your head element in your code, browsers online can be able to identify these tags and be able to rank you to people faster than other sites. For example, today you realize that you want to go to the gym. For people that go to the gym, just like I do, you probably want to go to the gym and you're like, oh, what gym do I go to? I don't know one. I just say a gym, or you just say, I need a gym near me. Now, this the browser, the Google search engine will really go to the internet and check everywhere or every website that has their keywords or more of their keywords as gym, okay, or or related words, okay, and these things are what will make them rank a site higher than another one. All right. So if you're seeing a couple of sites coming first, it's not likely because they have been updating their SEO tags, they have been doing extra work at putting up their SEO tag just so that they can rank higher when people search for that name or similar name on the internet. Okay. Then your body tag holds everything visible on the page. All right. Everything you can see on the page is your body tag that will hold it. Then the header tag holds the top section of the page. So you see a part of the page where it's always at the top, right? Where you have your logo, navigation items, your titles, those ones are where the header tag controls. Then your nav element is a dedicated container for just navigation links and menus. Okay, your nav element is just for navigation links and menus. Your main tag is the primary content area. Let's say you know that okay, this part is like the primary content that I want to put over here. Now you put all of that in your main tag. And these things are very, very crucial and very, very important for accessibility. Okay, it's very, very crucial we understand and note these things for accessibility purpose. Now for section, groups related content are put into section. Okay, when you have related content, you can group them and put them into section, and they are just basically stored that was as structured blocks. All right. Your article is an independent content aspect, like when you have your posts, your cards. If some of us has seen let's say like newspaper websites or similar things, you realize that maybe where they have different posts or where they have cards, they really have. If you are writing the HTML for that, you really want to put that into your article tag. Okay, your article tag to hold things like that. Then your button tag is an interactive action trigger, right? It has your form submits, your UI actions, and even several other functionalities. Okay, button. Then your footer is the section at the bottom of your web page. Okay, when you scroll to the bottom, that part of the web page that you see is where your footer is. Let me give you a similar example. I like to show examples of things I'm talking about when I um, okay. I will just be using this site as an example. Okay, so say for example you have a website. You see this top area, right? This top area of of your site is what you call what? Who can tell me? This top area of your website is what we call what? Great. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thanks, Jacqueline. The top section of your page is what we call the header. And just like we said, it contains what? The logo, the header, and also the titles. All right. So you can see our logo here. And you can see the navigation area, and you can see them with their titles. Okay. Now, another question. Another question is, what would we call this aspect? This aspect here. Exactly, exactly. Thanks, Louis. Thanks, Albert. Thanks, Jamila. Thanks, you all. So that's what we call what? The footer. The footer is what? The bottom section that actually takes that. In that place, you want to give credits, you give credits over there. You give the links that you have can be put over there. Legal text can put over there. And basically anything you want to put in the bottom section part of your page can be put there. So that's what we call what? The footer. Thanks, Esther. Okay. Div is the generic block container for layout and for grouping. All right, generic block container for layout and for grouping. While your span element is an inline container for styling some small text chunks. Let's say you have a very small text you want to style, use your span tag for it. Now your img tag displays images, requires src and alt to work. But this definitely what you want to know is that what your img tag displays images. Okay, so I've touched about all of this. Now, what I really want to show you is I really want to point at some things on this side, and I want you to tell me what tag you would have used or should be used to um create that section. For example, this area that I'm hovering on, what what am I supposed to use here for this element? Button. Button. If you said button, then you are correct. If you said button, then you are correct. If you said button, you are correct. Okay, you are correct. Same for this. Now you realize that the way this button looks is different from the way this button looks, and different from the way even this button looks. That is the power of what? That is the power of what? CSS. Thank you. 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 So also just a few more questions before I then delve into the code I had written for us, just so that we can run through it. Okay. I like it the way we are following, and I like the interactiveness. Now you'd realize that we have a card over here, and we have this picture over here. To put the picture, just to show as it is, what tag are we going to be using? IMG, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that. So the IMG tag is what is used for. Please confirm you can still hear me. Um, okay, perfect. Okay, thank you for that confirmation. Okay, so um, two more questions just before I move on to the code I have because of our time. Now, you realize that over here we have a sort of timer over here, and it reduces by second. So, what controls this? What makes this possible, guys? Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the JavaScript. Thank you so much for that focus. Thanks so much for that, Lewis. Now, lastly, um, I could really just type something here and something comes up. What what inputs do I use to be able to type into this? What do I use? What elements do I use? What HTML element do I use to be able to type into this guy? No, no. Another try. What element do I use when typing? Input is it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for following through. Um, this has really convinced me that we are following and that we have a very very great ride ahead of us. So just before I conclude this session, I'm going to be showing you the page I have prepared ahead of this class, and I'm going to show you the output. I'm going to show you you know the walkthrough of that code, just so we can see it and see how things work behind the scenes. Okay, I am going to be switching my screen right now. Um, Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, it should be coming up now. Visible? Okay, okay, great. So I chose to share my entire screen so that we'll be able to see things here and also see the output here. Okay, great, great. Thank you for your response. So I'm going to be going live here. I'm not going to show us. I think some people are seeing it already. Anyway, so first off, last like I said earlier, we have our HTML, we have our air tag, and we have our body tag starting out. And just like the concluded session I just had with us, the air tag really handles what every part of the metadata of our information. For example, you have the meta char set. This one really just talks about the encoding of this web page. We have the viewports. We have the title. Very, very important you put your title. Realize that when you put your title here, it shows up over here. I hope you can see my cursor. It shows up over here. If I say title name and I save, you can see that over here. Okay. Then also, if for example you're trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do and you're just starting out, please go over to your VS Code, write a you can write the name of your file, something like this, and just have the HTML there. Okay, tomorrow we will still go through some introductory class, but when we are going to start out a very much practical session, I'll show you the intricacies from how to start out to the final thing. But just in case you're trying to write the same thing and you want it to run it on your head, just do this same thing I'm doing. Open your project in VS Code, have the file name .html, and press enter. And basically, you just need to do um exclamation mark, right? And you'll be able to press enter and you should see this brief setup for you. Okay. Now that said, you'll be
Hi,
ready
Mr.
to now start.
Similolua. Can you hear me?
I Yes, I can hear you.
So if they've done it, I mean, they can take a screenshot and just share in their channel. The channel that you were added
Yes.
in, please share it there so that we can be sure that you're following. The channel where it is full stack development. So take a screenshot and share there. I'll be checking. No, I'll
Thank
be
you
checking.
so
That'll
much.
be your attendance. Take a screenshot and share there.
Thank you so much for that information, Miss Aisha. So please guys, let's take a screenshot. Let's take a screenshot and let's share the channel. All right, moving on. Just in case you have done all of this, now next thing you want to do is once you have your title, you would see it over here. Okay. Now next thing you want to do is we'll come back to this tag. This is for style, for your styles. Remember CSS. Okay, CSS is what you use to style your pages. Okay, CSS is just in case you didn't get the information, please make a screenshot. If you're following me, make a screenshot and post to your channel. Miss Aisha will take the announcement again later, and just so you get that. Okay. The style tag is what you use for CSS. For this purpose, I'm only putting style tag inside our HTML, but there are different ways you can write your CSS. You can write it inside your HTML like this. This is called the internal way of writing CSS. You can write it inside your HTML by writing what? Style, something like this. And you can now start writing your styles. Okay? And you can write your CSS by creating an index.css file and put all your styles there and reference it in your head tag. So all of these things is what we still touch, right? I just want to show you how all of these divs work and how it's going to show on your what on your web page. Okay. So just like we had said earlier, the body tag is the element where all the content of your document stays. Okay, very very important for you to know that the body tag is what where all your elements stays. Then inside that you want to have maybe a div tag. Okay, a div tag which is going to be your container. So see the fact that I put it as what class of container. Okay, class of container, because when we are going to write our CSS, we will be styling it and the name of our class name will be called what? Container. Okay, so when you open this particular container, you can now see the different parts of our page that we have. Now I will be showing you our page, and here is what we have. You see we have this whole page, simple page for someone just trying to build a portfolio, a very simple portfolio with only HTML. This is how it looks like. Okay, this whole thing is inside what? Our container div. All right, it's inside our container div. And then when you open your container div, you can now have different subsections, different subsections of that whole container. Now, I should also tell you something, right? When you are trying to build your UI, this is what we call your user interface. When you are trying to build it, there is, if you're using a browser, definitely you'll be using a browser. There is a tool you can use to even see how these things are segmented. The tool is called pesticide. Okay, pesticide is the name of the tool. If you are on your Mozilla or your Google Chrome, you can go to extension, you can go to manage extension, you can go to this place and you'll be able to search for pesticide. So it's a CSS debugger. Okay, and you just basically need to what, add it to your Chrome extension. So there are different types, but I think this is another type I don't have. But basically, you just want to add it to, yeah, this is one I installed. Yeah, just pesticide. So I add it to my Chrome. So you just want to install it, and when you install it like that, you can, it helps you to debug. Okay, this how do I have this element? You have an element here, you have another one here. You can see the boxes. You can see the boxes for each of these things. Okay, this is VS Code and this is Google Chrome. This is your browser, Google Chrome. That's where you see your web applications when you are trying to write them. Okay, this is Google Chrome. All right, great, great. So that's it. Let's look at this first tag. Let's demystify what is exactly on this first card. So you see what we have our image, and as most of us would have known already, we need to use the img tag to display the image for this section. So what do we do here? We use the img tag and we use the src attributes. Okay, src attributes. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. Let me know if it's clearer and you can see it better. Is it clearer? Okay, so you have the src attributes. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You have the src attributes, and over here, this is where you specify what the URL for. Okay, I think it should be better now. It's where you specify the URL for your image. Okay, if you copy this URL, right? If you copy this URL and you open it here, this is what you have. I think the image gets randomized. So this is what you have, but basically, for some reason, I think the image get randomized anyway. But then this URL links to a particular image and it shows up here. So you can realize that it's actually randomizing the image over here. So if you refresh, it just changes and changes. So it's a URL that really randomizes image. So you can you can paste it and you see something else. All right. So but basically that is your URL. Next, you want to create a class for it. Now look at something. If I comment this, by the way, comments are a way to what's it called now? To hide your codes. Okay. Let's say for example you don't want some part of your code to be visible to the user. You basically what comment it. Can everyone still see my screen? If you can see my screen, just yes. Okay, great. So really, when you want to comment, okay, great, thank you. When you want to comment in HTML, basically what you use is what you use this less than tag. You use your exclamation mark and the dot a hyphen double hyphen first to open the comment, and when you want to close the comment, you what close it with a dash dash and what greater than sign. So this way, if you see this, you see that what we don't have our image showing here anymore. So it's just a way that okay, you have something that you don't really want to maybe remove it, probably want to come back to it, and you just want to have it there, you can actually okay, this is not the only way to comment actually. This is not the only way to comment. Okay, there are like several ways to comment, but in HTML, this is how you comment in HTML. I'll be showing you how you comment in CSS and even in JavaScript. In JavaScript, you can even have single line comments and multi-line comments with different approach. Okay, but for HTML, we comment this way. All right, thank you for that question. Now you realize that over here we have a big text. Okay, this big text is what is gotten from the word h1 element. Notice something where I use the p tag. See what happens. It goes to what a paragraph element. Okay, so the p tag represents a what a paragraph, while the h1 tag represents what a section heading, and you can have as much as h1 to h6. Okay, so if you put h2, you see this. If you put h3, it gets smaller. If you put h4, it gets smaller. If you put h6, h5, it gets smaller, and down to h6, it gets smaller. Okay, so h1 is the biggest, and we can only have what h1 to what h6. Okay, biggest heading, but you can always what style it with your what with your css. Okay, you can always style anything with your css. So let me add this and add what um username as the name of our class. Now this is our class called tagline, and this is it over here, and this is it. You can see it here. So I'm now going to style the username. Okay, I'm going to go over to style, then I'm just going to come here. When creating CSS styles, okay, you want to be able to put a dot. It's called what? Selector. A dot, okay, to select that particular element on the style. Dot what? Dot username, and you use your curly braces to start it. All right. Now, when you start it, you want to now specify, okay, what do I want to, how do I want to style this? And I'll say, okay, I want it to be font size of what? 40 pixels. All right. Now, this px means what? Pixels, and this 40 is like the size of pixels you want to give the font size. We can have a lot of other properties like this, which I'll be delving into even in upcoming classes. But I just want to be able to explain a little right now so that you would not be entirely lost on how things are. So you see how big it is right now. Now let's say I then want to say um, color. So I'm just going to be changing the color, and that's what I will be doing. So let me say I change to brown. So you can see that it changes this. So basically, you can start anything. So even if you use H1 and it's big, I just try to show you now that what you can make it even bigger, and you can change the color, and you can change a lot of other things. Now, over to this. You realize something, that we have card and we have section. Now this is what about me and this. So this is basically what this part of this web app, this web page. Okay, about me and what, and a paragraph, H2 and a paragraph. Now same thing here, we have what, another H2 and a UL. Remember, I was saying earlier that what your UL is for what, on other lists. Now who can tell me what the other one is aside UL? Which other one can you have aside UL? Quick fingers, who can tell me? Great. Thanks, Abdulatif. Thanks, Abdulatif. You can have what? Ordered list. Now, when you're having ordered list, what you want to have is what? A OL. OL meaning what? Ordered list. Now, it represents a list of items where the items have been intentionally ordered, such that when you change the order will always change alongside the document. So now when you see this, you have what? One, two, three. And if you move this, if you change the order, it's basically what UI UX becomes one, HTML becomes two, and responsive design becomes three. Okay, so that way you can have OL, and also down here we see we have what? UL, which is what? On ordered list. And lastly, you know what the footer does? Can someone tell me once again what the footer does? Or where is the footer always placed in your web page? Where is it always placed in your web page? Anyone? Where is the footer? Thank you. Footer is always placed at the end, at the bottom of your page. It's always placed at the bottom of your page. The one that is the inverse is what? Your header. In this particular web page, you don't have the header, but here we have a footer, and footer is always placed at the bottom of your what? Of your web page. Thank you so much for that response. Thank you so much for that response. Lastly, what I will be touching on is what? Multiple classes. You realize that in this place we have what? Class, and we also have what? We also have we have two classes rather. We have card and we also have section. Okay, we have class and we also have section. Now you ask me, oh, how is this possible? Or how are we able to have both class, both card and both section at the same time? This is because for a particular element, you can provide even more than one, two, three, or multiple classes for a particular element. Okay, can OL be numbered in one figure? I'm coming. I'll come to that. Let me quickly finish this. So, in a div, you can have multiple classes for a particular div. Okay, for example, in this part, we see we have card and we have section. Now, the idea of this is what? Reusability. Okay, I hope somebody got that. Reusability. When you're writing your codes, for someone that's worked in this industry for a couple of for a few years, it is always nice when you use one thing and you can reuse it. It helps you to save time. So guys, beyond writing code, I'll also be showing you how to write maintainable and reusable codes. Now, for example, this card, you realize that we use it in multiple places. Instead of saying card one, I create a style for card one, I create a style for card two, create a style for card three, same styles. You just use cards. And that one style that you have created up here is applying for both this card, this card, this card, and this card. Now, you then realize that we now added what? Section to it. Now, what does section does? Section basically what? Adds a margin and a text align. Basically saying that what? Align this text to the left. If you say what? Align to the right, you see what? It all comes to the right. And then you can also change this. So you see that this section is also used for all of this. So if you change this one class, you can change the all others. Okay. Are we following? Are we with me? Hello, anyone with me? Okay, 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 okay. So that said, that said, um, we have really been able to touch base on the very very fundamental part of this HTML basis. Now, someone popped up a question at a time, and let me see if I can quickly touch base on that before I wrap it up. So, as I was saying earlier, all these your tags, they have what we call properties. Okay, they have what we call properties. These are things that you use to basically what? Specify how the tag should work. Okay, for example, if I create a type for this OL, this is basically a property type. This property type basically is to indicate um the type of listing I want for this element. Normally we have it as what? We have it as what? One, two, three by default because it's a what? Ordered list. Okay. Now if I say okay, I don't want it to be one, two, three, I want it to be alphabet. I just basically need to put a type of what? A. Okay, and we have it as what? ABC. If I say oh, I don't want it to be that, I want it to be a type of this Roman numeral, I say what? I I. All right, do we understand that? So for that question, this is really your answer to the question. Yes, you can change the type of your list, right? And you can really use all of these values, different values of this type property. Okay, so that said, um, I'll be handing the mic over to Miss Aishat, so that she can take it up from there. And I hope we all had an amazing one today, and looking forward to see you in the next one. Thank you.
I want to see more clapping in the comment section. Like, let your clapping be going. Let your clapping be going. Honestly, let your clapping be going because what? That was a thorough breakdown of the basics. We are starting from HTML, hypertext markup language. For some people, you might not see somebody that will break it down like this to you. We are basically starting from the scratch. If day one is like this, imagine what day two holds, day three, day four, day five until the last day. Thank you very much, Mr. Similolua, for that thorough introductory section to HTML. I was also here listening and I was learning what is HL, what is OL, what is H1, what is div, what is I was learning different things. Thank you so much, Mr. Similolua, for that section. So guys, I said so you should share your screenshot, and the screenshot I wanted you to share was your VS code. I understand that we are just starting today, right? But if you've not yet installed your VS Code, Mr. Similoluwa, it would be nice if you have a link for us to go where they can easily install their VS Code, especially for those that are yet to install their VS Code, that can help them follow step to step on how to install their VS Code on their laptop. Because tomorrow, as Mr. Similoluwa is on his laptop doing his own, you must also be on your laptop doing your own thing. We want it to be hands-on. We want you to do it. We want you to follow the mentor, because there is no point in being in the class and just listening without doing. So it's better to be hands-on and do what the mentor asks you to do, because let me not lie, at the end of this there will be a project, and then you wouldn't want to be stuck not knowing what to do. So please make sure you download your VS Code. Even if you don't have a PC, there are some mobile website that you would go that will allow you write code honestly, but it's best that you have a PC, right? So Mr. Slimiloluwa just shared the link for you to download, right? So now I'll open the floor to questions and answers. If you have a question, please raise your hand so that we'll bring you on stage so that you can ask your question. While questions and answer is going on, Mr. Abdul, please help me share our social media links so that they can follow us in case of any information. We share valuable resources and information on our social media. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on what's it called, Twitter, and follow us on LinkedIn. Make sure you are also joining our Telegram channel. I shared the, sorry, not Telegram channel, the what's it called, Discord channel. Let me check. I want to reshare again. Okay, a minute. Mm, I'm trying to copy the link. Okay, maybe Mr. Abdul can share the link again, right? So I was trying to copy the link to share to you guys. But Mr. Abdul, please help me share our Discord channel link, number one, our Twitter link, our Instagram link. Make sure you are following us on these pages. Make sure you're following us on these pages. Right. So yeah, now it's time for question. Please raise your hand if you have any question. Um so that you can come up and ask your question. If you cannot use your microphone right now, you can use the comment section to ask your question. Yes, Esther, if you know that you've not installed your VS Code, you can submit tomorrow. Yes, I'm giving you that grace. I will allow you install your VS Code. I will share this record. Somebody asked if this will be shared. Yes, this recording will be shared in the community. That's on our Discord. That's why I'm shouting that if you are here to join the Discord now, right? Join the Discord now. I'm sharing the link again so that you'll be able to submit your assignment. Join the Discord. I'll also share our Instagram link so that you can join, so that you can follow us. So here is the Instagram link. Click on it and it will take you there. Okay, Bashir, what you are just to submit is a page of you on your VS Code. What Mr. Similoluwa did today. If you were following, even if you did not follow everything, just submit, show us your VS Code. Submit it in the channel, in the full stack channel of the community. This channel where you were added. Submit it there. You will see it in the Discord channel. You see full stack development. Join that channel and submit it there. Pesticide, what's the pesticide part? I don't understand.
So, okay, a quick one on that one. Pesticide was the Chrome extension that I used to debug my CSS. Chrome extension that I used to debug my CSS. I'll be sending you a link for that also.
Okay, when Mr. Similoluwa send the link, you should try to add the Chrome extension to your laptop so that you can easily debug your CSS. So, Mr. Similoluwa, somebody is asking for the link that they can use to download GitHub. If you can send that.
Okay, okay. I like that they are beginning to do that already. I plan to send it on day three, but I'll do that right now so that it would be nice to also send download as I mean now so that ahead of time.
Okay,
Okay.
that is it. So, is there anybody that has any other question? Please keep dropping them so that we can all hash it out now before Mr. Similoluwa leaves, before tomorrow's class. Still waiting for you guys, for anyone that has a question. Also, I just dropped the link to our Instagram and our Twitter. Make sure you're following us there. I'll check if you are following. I'll come and check you guys to see if you're following us. So I just dropped it. Also on our Discord, I just shared our Discord. If you are not on the Discord channel, it is wrong. Go. That's where we will share the recording. That's where we will share assignments. That's where you will submit your assignments. That's where you get your projects. So if you are following us if you are on the Discord channel, just put yes in the comment section. Let me see. If you're on the Discord channel, I want to see the number of people that are on the Discord channel. Just put yes. Okay, let me share my screen so that I can show you the Discord channel. For people that don't know what I am saying. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, you can see my screen. So this is our Discord channel. Can you see it? Somebody just sent in their assignment. Mubarak Mustafa, and I'm liking it. See, this is the Discord channel. Can you see? This channel where they wrote full stack development, that's your own space. We've had web3 developers. This channel is for web3 developers. This one is for AI automation engineers. This one is for full stack developers. That's you guys. So when you come to the Discord channel, come here, drop your VS Code interface. I would like it to show that yes, you've submitted. Can you see? I would like them. Can you see Jacqueline? I can see that you just submitted the screen of your video, but it's fine. If you when you install your VS Code, make sure you submit. Can you see? This is where all our interactions will be going on. If you also want to ask questions from your mentors in the community, that is where you would ask your question. So anyone that is yet to join, I have shared the link. If you don't have the link yet, let me know so that I can reshare again. So yes, that is that for today. That is the end of today's class. However, I said we would share the recording of this class in the Discord channel, and we would also share the resources that Mr. Similoluwa used so that you guys can be able to go over it if you want to go over it and practice again. So tomorrow is another day and another class. We will meet again, same time, same venue tomorrow. Yes, guys, same time, same venue tomorrow. Have you followed us on Instagram? How many people has followed us on Instagram and on our X? Let me check. I'm not seeing you guys following. No, why? Link. I shared the link, but let me share again. Let me share again. This is the link to our Instagram. Instagram. And this is the link to our X. Let me share that one too. So make sure you're following us. There are some times that we have collaboration, partnership, and that is where we announce them for you to participate. So so I just shared them. Link to our Instagram. Okay, Wema, great. And link to our X. I just shared them again. So thank you very much, guys, for staying till the end. You all are the real MVP. I can't praise you guys enough for staying till the end. You've really outdone yourself by staying till the end. Now I think I want to give the mic to our program manager to round up this section and we can call it a day, right? Especially for those, because there are some people that are joining us from Kenya and it's already past 10 p.m. on their end. So yeah, Mr. Abdul, are you there?
Yes, Aisha,
Okay,
I'm here.
that is our program manager's voice. Welcome. You can just give us the closing remarks and we can call it a day.
All right then. Good evening, everyone. It's really nice being here with you. I am very impressed actually with the volume of engagement that I had for this program today. It's nice that though we started a little bit late, but a lot of you were curious enough to ask questions and able enough to try some of the things that our tutor is working on. It's very nice having you, like I said. And please, I just want to buttress regarding following us on social media. Most importantly, be on our Discord channel because, like Aisha mentioned, that is where the magic happens. A lot of information will be passed to you on Discord channel. You'll be having the resources. You'll be having first-hand tutor help with anything you have. What we need from you is making sure that you are active on that channel. So we need you to ask questions. We need you to try out codes. We need you to be curious enough to ask out of the box questions. I I assure you that myself, the team, and the tutor will be there to answer each and every one of your questions. I want to congratulate you for being part of this cohort. We have a lot for you. This is just the foundation. Once the foundation is done, of course, we'll be sharing with you our next programs and also a lot of goodies that we have for you. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Our session's supposed to be 2 hours, but unlike any other cohort that we had, this is actually 2 hours plus. You guys did very amazing. Like I said, I really enjoyed the fact that you were engaging the tutor and you were trying out stuff. I look forward to having even more engaging sessions like today. We meet again tomorrow. Of course, on Sundays we don't have classes, but then we continue the classes on Mondays. I wish to see you, all of you, and also invite your friends, invite other people to register. This is a free course. Like Ms. Joanne explained earlier, we are just in the business of trying to upskill people, trying to make the best out of you, trying to make you developer so that you can, of course, solve a lot of African um, problems. So once again, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you on Discord channel, and I look forward also to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much. Somebody said why sometimes the server in the Discord channel says unclaimed. I don't understand. You're already in the server now, Wema. You're already there. I don't understand. You can send me a chat on Telegram, right? You can send me a chat on Telegram to show me what it is saying so that we can resolve it. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. See you all tomorrow. Do have a lovely night rest. Bye, everyone.